Hi everyone, hope everybody's well. Man City versus Dortmund in the first half, it was a very cagey game. I thought Man City had a lot of the ball and Dortmund was pretty much well defended for the most part. And then in the second half, it really picked up. Dortmund got the first goal. Jude, no, sorry, Jadon Sancho got the first goal. Just really poor defending by Man City, but obviously a good goal by Sancho, by by Sancho, excuse me, and then John Stones got, and then John Stones scored a screamer, but I wouldn't. I, what am I trying to say? Apologies. John John Stones scored a screamer, but let's be honest, the goalkeeper should have saved that. It was right at him, and let's be honest, John Stones is not the most prolific striker of the ball, is he? So definitely a goal that should have been saved by the Dortmund goalkeeper, in my opinion. And then Haaland scored a worldie. I don't know how anybody can get their leg that high, let alone score a goal with their leg that high. Crazy athleticism. I was watching True Geordie and Rory on the small little kickoff show that they do in the week, and one of them said something really interesting. They said they believe Erling 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 Haaland is what Zlatan would have been if Zlatan would have came a lot younger to the Premier League. Because we all love Ibra, but obviously when he came, it was sort of like towards the end of his career, and and whether that, and once I thought about it, I was like, I can see where they're coming from. But honestly, Haaland has so much power and so much quickness, and his athleticism is crazy. Even tonight, when he doesn't have his best game in front of goal. But as I said, to be fair, Dortmund was very well defended. He can, he can just provide some great individual moments, and that's something City were lacking for a while. Like they could play some really good football, but they didn't have anybody that could really create their moments, especially like last season. I mean, but as I said, now that they got Haaland, they got somebody score the that can score them goals in them in them valuable moments. Because as I say, over the years, they've had people like Aguero and so many great players that could score in their moments. But last season, they didn't really have an out and out striker. To play. Well, they had Jesus, but they never really played him like that. And that, and I just think Haaland will win Man City the title because, as I say, in their moments, he can get you them goals that you need, and if you can do that in the late rounds of the Champions League, then I've got no doubt City are gonna be City can win the Champions League. As I say, when you're playing against somebody like Real Madrid. Let's just say, for example, in like semi-finals, obviously it's gonna be a lot more difficult to have them individual moments. But if you can do what he did tonight in them late rounds, there's no reason why Man City can't win the Champions League. And I will say, I I will say fair play to Dortmund because they definitely had a good game in their own right. They created a lot of they created some chances on another day that might have got them the win. But I the one thing I do want to say, City's defending is not great. I mean, obviously going forward, they got a lethal front line, so they're always going to be favourite to win the game. But from a defensive point of view, I just think they're really lacking something. And I say like tonight, for example, they had they had a moment where they fell to sleep and then Bellingham was able to get the goal. So it's something if I were a City fan I would be concerned about. But obviously I don't think it would hurt City that much. But as I say, actually, That's stupid thing for me to say. Because obviously, if you're playing somebody like Real Madrid in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals, you can't be that defensively, you can't be that defensively vulnerable. Because eventually, you aren't going to be able to just outscore the opponents. Oh shit! I think. Hello, mate. I, I apologise if people were trying to. Oh, I apologise if people were trying to talk to me in the live chat. Anyway, you know what I'm like. When I start talking, I just completely forget about the live chat. My bad. But, so yeah, so yeah, I am concerned for City in terms of the defensive point of view. But going forward, they're just so good. But obviously, you can't just forget about defending. Because as I say, when you're in like when you're in the semi-finals or like the final, for example, you might not be able to always outscore the opponents. So it's something I would be worried about if I was a City fan. But but obviously I'm not. So there you go. So let me know what you think. I apologise if I was a bit rambly in this video. I've just got so many things I want to say. I'm just a bit like all over the place. I did I did keep up with the Chelsea game, but I didn't really watch it. I heard they play better than what they normally did. But obviously, I don't know that because I didn't watch the game. But I imagine they play better under Graham Potter, even though it was only his first game. To be honest with you, it would be really hard to play worse, wouldn't it? But But the problem is for Chelsea, the problem is they've already dropped they've already dropped 3 points and now they've only got 1 point and they've had 2 games in the Champions League. And as we all know, if you drop if you drop too many points, then it's if you drop too many points, then it's gonna be really difficult. It's gonna be really difficult for Chelsea to qualify out the group. Because AC Milan's, hang on, what am I talking about? I'm just rambling now, to be honest. Speaking of AC Milan, I did watch AC Milan earlier today, and they look really good. So that so they're probably going to finish. They're probably going to finish top of their group. I think them and Chelsea are in the same group, aren't they? Oh, I can't remember. Let me know. I Chelsea and AC Milan in the same group. Let me know. I think they are. Yeah, I'm almost certain they are in the same group. So I think AC Milan will finish top of the group, and then and then you can and then you can pick and then you can pick the other team. Obviously, Chelsea are not out of the group yet, but all I'm saying is it's gonna be hard for Chelsea to win. It's gonna be hard for Chelsea to get back into the group when they've already dropped when they've already dropped when they've already dropped significant points. Um, if I'm I don't want to be boring, but I think it'll be, but I think it'll be either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, or as I said, maybe City if they can get the defensive point of view down. But I'm sorry to be boring, but that's what I think. As I said, either Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Man City. I don't think Barcelona. And even though Barcelona are not like like last night when they played Bayern Munich, when I wa- obviously I obviously I only saw the highlights, but I didn't think they looked that bad, to be honest. But I still think they've got a lot of work to do. No, 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 not for me, not for me, mate. P PSG, PSG are. I don't find PSG are good until they get to like the semi-finals and the finals, and then they bottle it. To be honest, and and the problem is with PSG, it always feels like when they get to the final, the, I don't know what it is, but it always feels like it falls apart for them in the games. Like I'm sure they're doing okay in the group, but that's not the problem with PSG. It's when they get to the semis and the final. They always that's fair. That's very fair. See, did the same. I know. See, did the same, but I've just got a better feeling about City this year. I don't know what it is. As I say, I know City did the same as well. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be. Maybe it'll be a PSG and Man City final. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt it. But who knows? Anyway, anyway. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think down below. Down below, if you're watching this on the playback, and yes, I was a complete moron. I mean, I mean, the last thing I would say on PSG's, obviously they've got a lot of talented players, but they just need to find a way to get through them big games like in the Champions League and stuff. And as I said, that you can say the same thing about Man City, but I would say because Man City playing a stronger league. I think Man City will be. If it came down to PSG versus Man City, I would still I would still put my money on Man City, to be honest. But as I say, there's a lot of comparisons between Man City and PSG. Obviously, they both spend a stupid amount of money to get where they are today. They're both run by questionable people. Let's just say that. Uh, anyways, so so let me know what you thought of today's games and yesterday's games, and thank you for watching. And I will speak to you soon. And tomorrow I've got some interesting content coming out. It's not about football, but it'll be. I don't want to reveal it actually. I don't want to reveal it yet, but I think some of you might like it. I know I know others of you probably won't, but I'll let you know when it's ready to come out. So thank you for